Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and it's time for a new gaming vlog. Let's go. So, in this edition of the gaming vlog, we're going to talk about, just got this today, the World of Warcraft Legion expansion collector's edition. Just got it a few minutes ago, actually. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about D&D. We're going to talk about Pathfinder. We're going to talk about a couple other games I'm playing and other things that have occurred since the last time that we talked. So since my last gaming vlog in the Pathfinder campaign, I missed last Saturday. We were supposed to play well, they played last Saturday. I had to work all weekend. There's 1 week a year that I have to work, basically for the whole 7 days of that week. And I'll spare you all the details. But bottom line is I had to work, so I couldn't play. But before that, the last thing that we did was our group was in this town that we had. We'd already helped the town a little bit because there had been some kidnappings and things like that. And we noticed that the mayor, who is usually quite happy to see us and very outgoing and so forth, and it was very subdued and just not himself, and something wasn't right. And so we decided to investigate, and because I play the rogue, I did some scouting and found out there was some guards outside the mayor's house that didn't look right, and I could hear some communication. I got up next to a window. I could hear some stuff going on in there. Didn't sound right, so we decided that we would create a diversion. And one of our party members shot off, for lack of a better term, like a fireworks type effect. That in the distance, which we were hoping would draw the guards away and so forth. One of the guards, went to investigate, the other one stayed, and I went back to the window as the rogue and decided to try and quietly open the window and get inside, at which time I see that there is an Etter cap. Here's a picture of what an Etter cap looks like. So there's one of those in there that's apparently mind controlling the mayor. And I decide I'm going to try and sneak in unseen to try and either get behind him for a backstab or at least get in position so that the other party members could get in, and then we would have a flanking type bonus deal going on. Bottom line is my character bungled it and gets inside and gets noticed and so forth. And what was kind of funny about it was one of our characters, who plays like a sorcerer, he's at the corner of the building watching me go into the window, and he's thinking, Radar, that's my character's name, Radar's got it under control. He's going in quietly to try and find out what's going on. That's what he's thinking. And then, of course, my next action is I scream for help because the Etter cap is attacking me. And as well as the mayor being controlled is attacking as well. And so they hear me screaming. They have to come in and try and basically together we end up saving the day, killing the Etter cap, getting the mayor released, and all that. Which of course then everybody kind of goes back to normal and so forth, and they're thankful and that whole thing. And then we head on down the road after saving the day. Of course, we head on down the road and we camp and we get attacked by this dire tiger, which almost TPKs us. It was just eviscerating us, and we got out of that by the skin of our teeth too. So that was quite entertaining episode that we had there of Pathfinder. And then of course I missed last week. So in the D&D campaign back here, the 3.5 campaign, but since the last time we talked, my character managed to get critted by a very low-level creature and got my leg cut off. So now I've been almost bitten in half by a troll. I have been basically killed by a sphere of annihilation type of a deal behind a tapestry that I had to get resurrected from, and now I've had my leg cut off. So my character, my dwarf, has been through a lot of shit. So, anyway, so we get him my character fixed up and everything else. And in this latest session, we go back, and several of our players weren't able to make it this session, but we decided to go for it anyway. And to help us out, the DM introduced the Scarpacci brothers. And the Scarpacci brothers were sent to us by an NPC contact that we had made in one of the towns we frequent, and we call her Miss Daisy. And she had sent the Scarpacci brothers to help us because she had heard through the grapevine that we could use some assistance in trying to clear out this dungeon fortress that we were in. So the Scarpacci brothers happened to be a fighter. There was a fighter, a cleric, and a wizard. And so each one of us that was there at the table, we ended up playing 2 characters for this last session. And we had previously encountered a group of vampires before. And this time we decided to take the fight to the vampires. And we went back because our thought was if we screw around, knowing because they had gone gaseous and disappeared, and we were thinking, well, if we keep screwing around, we're going to be in the middle of a very tough fight somewhere, fighting for our lives, and all of a sudden these damn vampires are going to show up behind us and join in attacking us, which of course would not be good. So we decided we better go on the offensive and go after these guys, and so we did, and we were victorious. We beat them, and then we go back to the scene where I had gotten my leg cut off, and found out that the room that was being guarded there, where that happened, was full of mummies that were called the Masters. We're still investigating as to who the mummies were and all that. And then we proceeded down further to a big room that was being defended heavily with many ogres. A couple ballista were present, and what appeared to be some type of a demon. And we were actually we strategized very well. Our rogue had scouted it out, so we came back, we strategized, came up with a plan to get rid of the ballista. We were really worried about them. The finger wagglers took care of those with some fireballs, took them out of commission. I was playing, in addition to my dwarf, I was also playing the cleric, and I decided to cast a wall of stone in front of these double doors that were obviously where, if any reinforcements were going to come, they were going to come through those doors. So I cast a wall of stone on that to block those doors, which in turn ended up being a very good decision. And we continue through the fight and get it down to where we're fighting this demon. This demon is a badass. He's teleporting from player to player, from character to character, attacking and everything, and he's just a genuine badass. But luckily, somebody got to crit him and got him stunned, and my cleric happened to be right there, and I cast Slay Living on him, and he failed his saving throw, and we killed him. So that was the end of that session. So that was a pretty successful endeavor. I think we got rid of the vampires, the mummies, and then took on this room. Now it'll be interesting to see when we take up next time what's next, in the dungeon. But that's where we ended off. So that's all been going on. We've had several house guests here. We had some friends of ours who are traveling around the world in a Volkswagen van, and they've clocked about 40,000 miles so far. Here's a picture of them with their van. I'll put a link below if you guys want to know more about their story and their adventure that they're on right now with this round the world thing and everything. But they came to stay with us, so there was that. And got approved for my press pass for Salt Lake Comic Con this weekend. So there's that. They're very fickle about. I got like the very first 2 or 3 events. I got my press pass, no problem. Then the last one in the spring, I was denied. No particular reason why, all of a sudden. And then this one, again, I was approved. So I don't know what the rhyming or reasoning is behind it, but I was approved. So I'll be doing that this weekend, and as soon as I'm done with this video, I will be delving into the new expansion with World of Warcraft. No Man's Sky, excuse me. Wow. That's what happens when you do a lot of talking and don't hydrate properly. Excuse me. So, No Man's Sky, still playing that, even though everybody's hating it and getting refunds and everything else. I am still enjoying it. I'm one of the oddballs. I'm not one of the normal, player types, I guess. And then Guild Wars 2, still dabbling in that when I have time, but I've just been so busy with all of this and real-time work and all that I haven't had a whole lot of time. And then last night I got the itch to play. I wanted to play a first-person shooter again. I hadn't played one in a while, and I really enjoyed Wolfenstein: The New Order. So I had not played Old Blood, which is the prequel to that actually came out after it, but it's actually the prequel. So I loaded that up last night and started playing that. And I'm not surprised. I'm having a ball with that. So, trying to juggle everything. So, I have been a busy dude. Anyway, that's it for this gaming vlog, I think. I think I've taken up your time enough. And I think my next video is going to be a beer 30. I'm not sure what we'll talk about there. I'll come up with a good topic. We haven't talked now. As you know, that I also have a sprinkling of sports on this channel. Not very much, but football season is upon us. And I usually talk a little bit about football and fantasy football, which is actually a game too. So that's actually gaming and football. So maybe that's what we'll talk about in the beer 30. So until then, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.